Hello, beautiful person. I'm out for my run/walk. So I'm now in the walk section so I can walk and talk. We'll see if my phone dies, but it's not very cold, so hopefully all will be well. Anyway, while I was running and walking, I was listening to Gabby Bernstein. If you follow me at all, you've seen that I've been putting like images of her card deck, her super attractor card deck, on my stories on a pretty regular basis. So yeah, I'm a big fan of hers. Let's try to cross here without getting hit by anything. But yeah, so I was listening to her super attractor book from Audible while I was running and walking. And she's been talking about patience and about taking spiritually aligned action and then having patience. So first of all, spiritually aligned action, what is that? It's basically when you consider the motives behind what it is that you want, that you're trying to achieve. You're not trying to control the universe and the world and all the other people, which you can't control. I hope you can still hear me. I just walked into some blast of wind, so hopefully you can still hear me. Yeah, this should be better. So first of all, you need to consider whether you're coming from a place of fear or a place of service in the things that you want. So with this quarantine 15 thing that I've been doing, definitely a place of service. First of all, to myself, and that's a point that she makes actually, because it's totally fine for have your desire that you're taking action on not be, I'm going to save the world, but just being, in this case, I'm going to save myself, because my mother passed away at age 69 from the effects of, from the side effects of diabetes. Hi, Shireen. And that's only 11 years away from me. Now she became diabetic younger than I am now, so that's a win for me that I haven't yet, but between Passover and the quarantine and everything else, yeah, let's just say I am more of a good thing than I was before, and I need to deal with it because I do not want to follow in her footsteps in that way. So getting back to Gabby Bernstein and her spiritually aligned action. So first of all, she says it's perfectly okay for it to be a personal thing, because if it will increase your joy, then you increase the joy in the world, and that is definitely of service to the world. I like that one. And so I have a very strong desire not to get the diabetes that runs rampant in my family. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for myself and for other people. I don't know what your concerns are. It's perfectly fine just to be concerned about cosmetics and fitting into your clothes. Why not? We're humans and it's all good. You might have a health issue that you're concerned about, that you want to drop some weight. Or maybe you're just feeling that, you're just not as healthy, not as energetic. I'm certainly finding that with the extra weight that I'm carrying. Can you hear me gasping? I'm walking and talking at the same time. It's ridiculous that I'm out of breath. So there's that. There's the clothes that are too tight. There's all the things that are uncomfortable. And so I don't know what your motivation might be to want to do a program that helps you remove some of that excess of you, of your physical manifestation. But whatever it is, if it comes from a place of good, of service to yourself, of love for yourself, then it's a good thing. And certainly from my point of view and sharing it with the world, it is a place of service, because it's a program that has worked well for me. It has worked well for other people. So it's important to me that I share it with you so that you can take advantage of it if you want. And if you don't want, that is totally fine. So carrying on with the idea of patience. Okay, so this is where Gabby's steps in her spiritually aligned action steps or action plan. Oh, hi, Ibrahim. And so in her plan, it was, so first of all, you need to check yourself and see where you're coming from. Make sure you're coming from a place of integrity and a place of service, even if it's just to yourself, and not because you're coming from a place of lack, a place of fear, a place of control of the universe or other people, which you can't control. But people spend an awful lot of energy trying, which is unfortunate. So, first of all, check that. Secondly, take action. Take whatever action you feel is appropriate. In my case, it's going back on the program that has worked so well for me in the past. Hi, Norman. And it's and also in the case of other things, in the case of the business that I'm building, following up with people, making sure people know about what I'm doing. These are all important things, and they are aligned as far as I'm concerned. They are all coming from a place of service. So there's that. And then she talks about patience, which is what I put as my title, because it really struck me as being super important. And that is that we need to be patient. You can't force things. You can't force your body to change. If you try to do it from a place of control, of trying to force your body to your will, you might have some results, but first of all, they won't last. And secondly, you'll make yourself sick. And there are all sorts of nasty names in the DSM for people who try to control the world by controlling their bodies. And I don't want to go there. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about loving your body and taking care of it because you want it to be healthy and strong and energetic, not because you feel that you need to disappear or because you feel that you won't get love unless you look a certain way. Those are not what I'm talking about, and those are not what I'm looking for. So on the assumption that you are wanting to do this from the appropriate service, there's the wind again, I hope you can hear me, then, there it is. So then there's the alignment, there's the taking action, and then there's patience. Just keep taking action, keep doing the right things, and just trust that you're doing the right things, and it will happen, and it will come well, and you cannot force the things you can't control. This is so important. I cannot say this often enough. Most of the things you cannot control. You cannot control how your hormones are going to act in the short term. Hi, Lisa. You can't control how your hormones will be. You can't control how your body's going to react to any sort of change in your diet, in your exercise, in whatever you're doing. You can't directly control how your body will react to that. You can't, if you're building a business, any kind of business, you can't control how people react to you. You cannot control whether people will say yes. You cannot control whether people will say no. All you can do is put yourself out there and have patience and trust. So, just to wrap this up, before my phone dies, patience is the third part of Gabby Bernstein's Spiritually Aligned Action Plan. And I think in some ways it's the most difficult for a lot of people, because we are in the generation that stands in front of the microwave and gets all pissed off if things aren't ready in 30 seconds. So we need to cultivate patience. So, that having been said, if you want to learn more about this program that I'm doing, then just message me and I will be happy to explain it to you, send you some information, no obligation whatsoever. So have a great day. Remember, I love you. Talk to you again soon. And come and do this with me. I actually love it. Bye.